in his play for the Washington Bullets. And he's one of the major reasons why they may find themselves in the playoffs. King is displaying his explosive talents that were last seen 6 years ago when he led the league in scoring. He is once again pouring in 30 points a game. And by being named to the Eastern Conference All-Star squad, he's fulfilled a 6-year quest.
Well, for me, this is a culmination of my goal and my dream. And for me, this comeback wasn't complete until this moment occurred. And it took 6 years to get here, but it was well worth it.
So Bernard is once again in the running to be the scoring king. And tonight he returns to the scene of his former glory to face the New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. With that distinctively clean, crisp, cold taste, nothing beats a Bud. By Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Centers. For everything in home electronics, music, and movies, nobody beats the Wiz. And by Hertz. They never forget who made them #1. Hertz, America's wheel.
Welcome to Madison Square Garden in New York for the New York Knicks and the Washington Bullets meeting for the 3rd time this season. The Knicks concluded their 5-game Western journey Tuesday night by beating the Los Angeles Clippers in overtime. This is a big bucket by Patrick Ewing that tied the game in regulation, and the Clippers had an opportunity to win it in the final seconds, but Charles Smith, with a series of volleyball tips, could not convert. So the Knicks finished at 2 up and 3 down on the West Coast trip. And the Knicks come into tonight with a record of 19-24. They are in a 3rd and 4th place tie with the Washington Bullets. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert, along with John Andres, and Patrick Ewing, coming off the monster game on Tuesday against the Clippers, finds himself in a very favorable matchup against the Bullets. John, as you know, this a Washington team that has that one major weakness, and that is at the center position.
Yes, they rely on Charles Jones. No one's been able to secure that position but him. And Patrick, every time they meet, seems to have the potential for a great game, but it doesn't always happen. But on this recent road trip, Patrick Ewing was a monster, and he showed Phoenix the slam dunk. He showed it to Golden State. Even Alton Lister couldn't stop him. And then in Los Angeles the other night, he was invincible with that 44-point effort. He worked low over Charles Smith in the closing moments. Patrick rang up very big numbers on this road trip at 33 points a game, 13 rebounds a game, and he also shot the ball at 55% clip, better than his teammates by far. Patrick was a huge guy on this trip, and that's the kind of scoring the Knicks are going to need tonight if they can get him the ball. That's what Washington was so good at last time the Knicks lost down there. Patrick did not get many shots.
Bullets have been a surprise team. They have certainly overachieved. We've heard so much about what Bernard King has done this year, but underrated is a guy having a standout season in his 3rd year out of Oklahoma. Harvey Grant has been the major surprise on the surprising Bullet squad.
Yes, he has. And the first time they met here in New York, Marv, it was a quiet 8-point game for him, but he's gained a lot of confidence since then. And he's shown the league and his teammates that he can shoot that ball. He showed the Knicks the jump shot here in November. It was early in the season. He had a couple of beauties from the side, then one from the top of the key. And he can move down court quickly. At one point, he outran the Knicks guards and scored inside. And right now, he is one of the NBA's most improved players, having gone from 8 points a game to 19 points, an improvement of 11. Only Orlando Woolridge is higher than that. A very tough young player. He's really playing with confidence now, and he means an awful lot to this team.
And Grant could be a difficult matchup for the Knicks. Now, for more on the Knicks and the Bullets, let's go over to Al Troutwig and Walt Clyde Frazier.
Well, Marv, as we all know, Patrick Ewing's 44 points in the win over the L.A. Clippers dominated the Knicks offense. Well, Clyde Frazier, that is something he did throughout the West Coast trip, and we wonder whether that is good or bad.
Well, on the West Coast, Al, he was indomitable, incredible. But as you see, he also is 31% of the Knicks offense. And speaking with the coach, John McLeod, he feels that's too much for one player. And I agree, because many times down the stretch, teams have been able to deny Patrick Ewing.
Without a dominant player on the front line, the Washington Bullets once again provide a stage for Patrick Ewing to have another dominant night. It is the Knicks and the Washington Bullets, and we'll have it for you from the Garden in just a moment.
This is never going to work. Hey, relax. Anybody can send them roses.
Excuse me, we didn't order these. Yeah, what's this?
Hi!
Did they really expect us to call them?
I'm telling you. Hello.
This is a long way from downtown Chicago. Riding mass transit, working late every night. You finally got the raise that got you the gold card, that got you the phone number, that arranges your weekends wherever you want them. But you always want them in Montana. The gold card, only from American Express. Don't leave home without it.
The smallest particle known to man is the quark. Quarks throw a party and form an electron. Electrons form molecules, and molecules form things like spatulas and platypuses. Sometimes the fastest and lightest molecules get together and form a cheetah, or a rocket, or Jerry Rice. Under ideal conditions, they form the Nike Air Trainer TW Lite, the lightest, fastest Nike cross-training shoe in the world. So you can wait 12 billion years for these to occur randomly in nature, or buy a pair pre-assembled today. Isn't science wonderful?
Get a free poster of Patrick Ewing when you play 5 games of hoops. Now all you have to do is work on your hang time. Hoops, the new scratch-off game from New York Lottery.
Of all the places there are to scratch, only one could be worth $2,500. Of all the places there are to scratch, only one could be worth $2,500.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by GE. From satellites to medical systems, we bring good things to life.
John Amarante concluding the singing of our national anthem. And we're set for the introduction of the lineup. So let's join with the public address. Here's Mike Volsevsky.
The world's most famous arena. Tonight, it's the Washington Bullets and the New York Knickerbockers. Here are the starting lineups. First for Washington, at the guards, number 3, Haywood Workman. And number 5, Gerald Walker. At the forwards, number 30, Bernard King. And number 44, Harvey Grant. At center, number 23, Charles Jones. The trainer is John Lally. The assistant coaches Bill Blair and Jeff Kistelic. And the head coach, Wes Unseld. And now, here they are, New York's biggest thrill, the New York Knickerbockers. At the guards, number 1, Maurice Cheeks. And number 6, Trent Tucker. At the forwards, number 34, Charles Oakley. And number 55, Kiki Vanderway. And at center, number 33, co-captain Patrick Ewing. The assistant trainer is Tim Walsh. The trainer is Mike Saunders. Assistant coaches Paul Silas, Bob Salmi, and Jim Van Gundy. And the head coach, John McLeod.
New York Knicks and the Washington Bullets just about set to go. And once again, Bernard King in the spotlight. Another return to Madison Square Garden. He comes in averaging 30 per game. That is third in the NBA. Earlier, John talked with Bernard about making it to the All-Star team.
Well, first of all, I'm very ecstatic that I was selected to be a member of the Eastern Conference All-Star team. It certainly was a dream of mine 6 years ago when I was injured to come back as an All-Star caliber player, and I've worked tremendously hard over the 6-year period to make that happen. And the sacrifice has been well worth it. As far as coming back here against the Knicks, a ball club that decided to let me go, that's not something I've ever taken personally. I've never said anything negatively about that. I just view that as a business decision on their part. And I moved on, and I've been enjoying my career in Washington. But certainly, I'm very happy to be back home here in New York City as an All-Star again, and I'm very pleased about that.
Prior to that severe knee injury, Bernard King made the All-Star team on 3 occasions. He said after the injury, he had set 2 goals for himself for this his 13th professional season. Said he wanted to score 50 points in a game again, and then become the first player with an anterior cruciate ligament injury to ever play in an NBA All-Star game. He reached his first objective mid-December when he scored 52 against the Denver Nuggets, and the second attained by making it to the Eastern Conference All-Star squad.
Despite his diplomacy, Marv, I have a feeling he wants to go for a bundle here tonight with a little something special added.
All right, the Knicks to the offense. John McLeod opening with Maurice Cheeks and Trent Tucker in the backcourt. Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, and Kiki Vandeweghe up front. And Kiki from downtown gives the Knicks a 3-0 lead.
Kiki Vandeweghe had better keep Bernard King busy. That's one of the good things that can happen for the Knicks. Make him work defensively.
Good hands by Cheeks. Maurice wide open, but shoved the shot. Here's Vandeweghe. Yes. And the Knicks with a 5-0 lead.
How few players would do what Cheeks just did.
That was out of the pages of Dick McGuire. Although Maurice has been looking for the shot recently. Cheeks and Wilkins with the solid performance down the stretch against the Clippers on Tuesday. Another former Knick, Darrell Walker, who has played well. And Walker able to give the Bullets their first 2 points of the game.
Darrell went into a post-up position, and Trent Tucker gambled and lost.
The double up on Ewing. Tucker met by Grant on the switch. 8 on the shot clock. Here's Tucker. Ewing. Patrick Ewing comes in, number 5 in scoring, averaging 26.7 per game. He had a 17 for 35 in accounting for the 44 against the Clippers on Tuesday. An offensive move by Charles Jones, and last touched by Charles Oakley.
What a move by Oakley, aggressively going to that ball so high. Such a commitment he made to that rebound.
The officials tonight, Lee Jones, Bill Oakes, and David Jones. Walker played by Tucker. And here's King with a quick release. So the Knicks with a 7-4 lead.
Hey, before this game began, Kiki Vandeweghe should have spent some time chewing on a nail or two to get ready for Bernard King. There will be no tolerance. If King gets any room, it's going to be gone. And the way he's shooting lately, it's just liable to be a basket every time.
Now no help for Jones. And Patrick Ewing has given the Knicks a 9-4 lead. So the Bullets allowed that one-on-one situation. Cheeks off the steal. Bullets got back. Tucker on a reverse. Knicks 11, Bullets 4.
Knicks are in a sequence of prettiness right now, and right in front of their coach. They're doing everything well.
Bullets last game Tuesday night. They beat Miami 105-101. That stopped a 3-game losing streak. Workman. Hayward Workman, a rookie from Oral Roberts. Second-round pick of Atlanta back in '89. Played a bit for the Hawks. Also played for one of your favorite clubs, John, the Topeka Sizzlers.
That's one T-shirt I do not have, Marv.
Just check with your local CBA commissioner Irv Kays. I know he'll help you out just for the mere mention on the air. Foul committed by Jones.
Meanwhile, Haywood Workman killed the Knicks in their last meeting in that disappointing for the Knicks loss down in Washington. 21 big points.
Cheeks. Well, the Knicks have opened up hot, and they lead at 13-6. They are 6 for 6 from the field.
They're making the game of basketball look rather easy here in the opening moments.
That's the case in the a gorgeous shot by Bernard King. The hot shooting, the case against the Jazz on the opening night of that Western trip when they shot 67% from the field in the first half, and how much easier it is to play this game when you're shooting like that. That's the first miss by the Knicks. Vandeweghe able to follow it up, and the Knicks now lead 15-8.
The job of the Knicks, as we said earlier, is to get the ball to Ewing. He only took 13 shots in 38 minutes last time these teams met. That's the best defense against Patrick.
Grant stepped out. Oakley had him squeezed along the baseline, and the Knicks will take over. In the two previous meetings, November the 8th here at the Garden, Knicks won 114-103. Ewing had the solid all-around game, 32 points, 15 rebounds, and the Bullets won in Landover in December, winning by 2, led by Haywood Workman. Ewing way off. They're giving him the outside shot. They will give that shot to Patrick all night long. Darrell Walker, and rebounded by Patrick Ewing. Knicks take a timeout. 5 minutes gone by, and it's the Knicks 15, the Bullets 8. It has been a poor shooting second quarter. Allen. Blackman forced to his left, and rejected by Ewing.
My name is Jesse Cordy, and what I'm going to tell you is real. On January 4th, 1987, a passenger train en route between Washington and New York collided with a freight train. In the trial that followed, the engineer admitted to having smoked marijuana and overlooking security measures. They say that marijuana doesn't hurt anyone. But this time, 16 people died. Among them, Laura Cordy, my wife.
Have a seat and strap yourselves in, because RoboCop's back with a vengeance on Viewer's Choice.
Ready for duty, partner?
It's twice the Robo Power.
Things have become a little rougher out there.
And twice the Robo Action.
This is a bus.
So if you think you've seen Robo Excitement, you don't know Robo.
Think it over, creep.
And order RoboCop 2 on Viewer's Choice.
Nothing I'd rather do.
For Robo Thrills without leaving home, order RoboCop 2 on Viewer's Choice.
Everything else is just hot air.
Well, the Harlem Globetrotters are back at the Garden for their 65th anniversary season, Sunday, February 17th. And this year's show promises to be more entertaining than ever. Don't miss the Harlem Globetrotters. Tickets available at the Garden box office and through Ticketmaster. To charge, call 212-307-7171.
It is Nick ball as we resume. They have shot well here at the start. They lead the Bullets 15-8. Cheeks for Oakley. Workman got a piece of it. 6 on the 24. And Charles Oakley showing us the sweeping hook going glass.
Why not? What a beautiful shot executed by Charles Oakley.
The Knicks 17. The Bullets 8. King. Bernard King has 6. He's hit on 3 out of 4.
I hate to say this, Marv, but Bernard has to be knocked down. He's got to be shaken up somehow. No one's touched him yet. Just try and get him off his equilibrium, off his flow.
You're a very aggressive guy when you're on the sidelines, John.
Easy to be such.
A loose ball foul charged against Ewing, and it will be bullet ball.
I don't mean that in a harmful way.
Of course not.
This is pro basketball, and it has been known to be physical, and Bernard needs a little banging around.
A little massaging, as you might say. Needs to be banged around.
As he's doing to Kiki right now.
Walker rejected after he hauled the rebound down. Tucker met by Grant. Rebound Ewing. Nicely done. The strong move for the rebound and the soft touch to put it up.
Well, what should be happening regarding Patrick Ewing is happening. He's dominating early.
King with a leaner. It's Walker again. Darrell Walker, one of the best off the offensive boards. And against Miami the other night, he had a 15-point, 14 rebound game.
He has been averaging a shade under a triple-double for the last 5 games, and he is, Marv, as you point out, the team's best offensive rebounder, which is remarkable for a man who plays the guard position and has to protect the backcourt as well.
3-second violation, so the Bullets get it back.
Now, the last attempt by Bernard, he did feel some body on him. He had to work a little bit, but not that one. That one was clean.
Knicks 19, and the Bullets 12. King again.
Too easy for Bernard.
8 points. He's hit 4 out of 6. Comes off a 26-point game against Miami that was under his average. He's at 29.9 to be precise coming into tonight. And again Ewing from outside. He has 8. He's hit on 4 of 6. The Knicks 21, Washington 14. Grant for King. Goes to the left. Rebounded by Jones, and he's fouled. Ewing looking for a tie-up. That is the second committed by Patrick Ewing. And Charles Jones will go to the foul line. Not a good free throw shooter. At 57%, does not go to the line frequently. He's 20 for 35. Charles Jones, man, has been able to hang around in his 8th year at Albany State. Here's Eddie Wilkins for Patrick Ewing.
Charles Jones, in the 2 games the Knicks and Bullets have played, has played 58 minutes and taken 5 shots. They don't depend on points out of Charles Jones.
He has now been with 7 NBA teams: Phoenix, Portland, Philadelphia, San Antonio, Chicago, Washington, and the Knicks, although he never played for the Knicks in the regular season. He's been part of a training camp with the Knicks. Here's Cheeks. And Vandeweghe was hacked. No, a traveling violation call. So the Bullets get it back. Purvis Ellison coming on for the first time. And he'll replace Jones. Purvis Ellison, overall the #1 pick by Sacramento last year. Played only 34 games, reporting late in a contract dispute. Also hit by injuries. King. And aside from the skills of Bernard King, he knows this court so well and loves it. He has the touch, knows the spots.
You know, that happened so fast, you almost wonder if anybody noticed. He got positioned down low, and Kiki Vandeweghe is doing the best thing he can do to Bernard King. He's answering back in his way.
Second three-pointer for Kiki. He has 10 points. Knicks by 7. 3.5 left. First quarter. Grant fouled. And he will go to the line. Harvey Grant, the twin brother of Horace of the Chicago Bulls, in his 3rd year out of Oklahoma, was fouled by Charles Oakley. And you mentioned right at the start how the numbers have improved. Harvey Grant coming on very strong in his 3rd NBA season.
Mainly due to his off-season training, Marv. They say he put on about 15 pounds, spent a lot of time with the weights as Maurice Cheeks gets a rest and Mark Jackson checks in, and built himself up to a confidence level that affected his offense dramatically. The bad part of the story is, because of the intense NBA season, he's lost all that weight. So he's back to being a real thin guy and has to work even harder now for his points.
24-19 Knicks. They trap Jackson. Walker on Oakley. Vandeweghe has Tucker open. And here's Walker leading the break. Darrell goes all the way, rejected and fouled. Jackson got the ball and a piece of the hand of Walker. So Darrell Walker will go to the foul line.
Darrell at 6'4" can jump rather high, and he was allowed to get in a little too close to the basket. It then became elementary whether he'd get the shot up or draw the foul. Good play by Mark Jackson. It looked clean, but there must have been some contact there for that call to be made. This is one of the great stories in the NBA, though. Darrell Walker, not a good shooter, not good at a lot of things, but he makes up for all of his deficiencies of high-level NBA performance with a heart that's as big as the rest of his body. He just plays hard every single minute he's on the court.
6 points for Walker. And the Knicks lead is 3. They immediately trap Vandeweghe. Vandeweghe rejected by Ellison. Nice save. Good play by Workman. And here's King. Bernard with the acceleration. Not Bernard King of 5-6 years ago, but the man is averaging just under 30 per game. He has added to his repertoire, which is really remarkable.
And Marv, he's on his way to a gigantic night right now. He's carrying his team offensively.
And pass by Eddie Wilkins, forced into the turnover by the double team. And a timeout has been taken by the Bullets. The Knicks lead is now 1.
Is it going to be scary?
There was a time when you had to prepare a child for exploratory surgery.
Will you stay there with me?
Calm his fears. Soothe his anxieties.
Mom, I want to go home.
Comfort him when he imagined the worst.
Can I bring Sam?
Sure. Well, today it's a lot easier because the exploratory can be performed without a scalpel, without anesthesia, even without a hospital stay. If it's performed by the magnetic resonance imager developed by GE, a remarkably simple way to give doctors a clear picture of problems that could only be diagnosed before with conventional surgery.
It's not serious. He'll be fine.
Ready to go home?
The MR imager from GE. It makes looking inside the human body easier for everyone.
See, Sam, that wasn't so bad.
GE, we bring good things to life.
With real cola taste, just 1 calorie, and 100% NutraSweet. Nothing says real refreshment quite like Diet Coke. Nothing.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Well, Bernard has mom and dad on hand, Thomas and Thelma King. Watching Bernard King operate, and he has operated very well. 6 for 9 from the floor for 12 points.
Yes, Bernard King off to a big start in this game. Knicks had a substantial lead, but because of Bernard, the Bullets are right back into the picture, and he's given the Knicks post-up moves, jump shots, and on that one, a fast break basket.
And Bernard King is number 3 in scoring behind Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley. 24-23, Knicks by 1. And it will be Bullet ball. The Bullets in the midst of a 13-5 run. The Knicks in one stretch led 19-10. They got off to the good start. They hit their first 6 shots. Carroll Wilkins has come on. The Knicks now have Jackson and Wilkins at the guards. We're down to 2:10 left in this first quarter. Nice fake by King, goes left. Rebound Walker, look out. And Oakley able to get to it. Darrell's hurt. He landed on his shoulder. Jackson missing the tip.
Darrell has left the court. He's sitting on the press table.
And now we get the 22nd timeout called. Foul has also been called. It's on Bernard King, a holding foul, and Walker comes hobbling across the floor.
Darrell Walker following in the Bernard King effort with the big effort himself from comes up with that basketball, but seems to come down off balance, and as a result, hurt the ankle or the knee. It's hard to say which, but he came down, as you can see, in a very awkward position, and fortunately was able to walk off the court by himself. I thought it would be even more serious than that, the way he crumbled.
So they will check out Darrell Walker, and he's replaced by A.J. English. 6'3" rookie out of Virginia Union, had a good one off the bench against Miami on Tuesday. 12 points in all 10 of the 12 in the fourth quarter. A second-round draft pick of the Bullets, A.J. English. Oakley fumbled but recovered. Oh, what a pass for Vandeweghe. Good look by Oakley to give the Knicks a 26-23 lead.
Charles is excellent at the short passes. Really on target.
Grant cuts it back to a 1-point Knick lead. A minute 25 remaining in the opening quarter. Jackson operating against Workman. Oakley setting up down low against Grant. A little pushing and shoving. Wilkins played by English. And a holding foul on Ellison. Eddie Wilkins had good position. And Purvis Ellison was all over him. Bullets now over the foul limit, so Wilkins to the line.
As you might have seen a moment ago, Harvey Grant giving Ellison a little bit of a lesson on how to guard Eddie Lee Wilkins, and that brought some attention also from Coach Wes Unseld, who game in and game out is able to get this team to play very hard. That's the greatest skill that Wes Unseld brings to this team.
Purvis Ellison had some good ball games recently after a up and down stretch, and someone asked Wes, why is he playing better? Looks to be more aggressive. And Wes said very candidly, I have threatened to beat him up on several occasions. He said the intimidation factor can't work.
Oh, I don't believe that. Wes is a softy at heart. He just looks tough.
And played very tough. Workman. Rebounded by Eddie Wilkins. Knicks look to run. Jackson for Eddie Wilkins. A hacking foul. It's on Grant. And again, Wilkins to the line.
The delivery was perfect by Jackson. He didn't give that ball to Wilkins at any point where he had to dribble or do anything difficult. All he had to do was go up and make that shot.
Wilkins, a 56% free throw shooter. That one not close. He is 1 for 3 from the line. Knicks 28 and the Bullets 25. The Knicks and Bullets both at 19 and 24. Bullets stopped a 3-game losing streak with the win the other night against Miami. English and Eddie Wilkins on the rebound. Knicks have Jackson in the backcourt with Gerald Wilkins, Oakley, Vandeweghe, and Eddie Wilkins up front. Eddie Wilkins coming on for Patrick Ewing after Ewing picked up his second foul. Jackson. Jackson on the rebound. And Purvis Ellison gets it off.
Knicks look like the LA Clippers in the closing seconds the other night. Every opportunity to score, they just couldn't get it down to the hole.
5 1/10 second remaining. First quarter. Knicks by 3. Jackson for Wilkins. Gets it off. After 1 here at Madison Square Garden. New York Knicks 28 and the Washington Bullets 25.
The founder of the Wiz taught his children how to run their business with integrity, excellence, and respect for their customers. Nobody beats the Wiz.
Toyota dealers are out to break their own record with more value for more people than ever before. Start with the legendary, reliable Toyota Camry. Now with the biggest option savings in Toyota history. Add factory-to-dealer incentives and watch the savings climb. It could make your '91 Camry cost less than last year's model. See your Toyota dealers before it's too late. They're raising value to record-breaking heights.
My name is Ona Fowler. I was born in the year 1906. I live here alone, and this is where I hope to stay. It's my home. Thank you very much.
What do you think? Here's a better idea.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the Bermuda Triangle.
No wonder nobody ever comes back.
New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Toyota dealers. I love what you do for me, Toyota. And by Nike, who reminds you to just do it.
Bernard King off to a good start, 6 for 10 from the field, 12 points in all. I can recall back in August of '85, while working his way back, Bernard took part in a summer basketball camp, teaming up with Ernie Grunfeld, and we just have to have some of that footage.
But I recognize that if I work hard on rehabilitating my knee, as I've worked as hard to get here, not only will I come back, but that's not my goal, is to come back. My goal is to come back and be an all-player. That's my goal.
Well, Bernard using himself as an example to the group of youngsters at the Bernie and Ernie summer camp. And, of course, Bernard King has made it all the way back. One of the remarkable stories of NBA history.
Well, as he said, making it back wasn't the goal. The goal was to be an all-pro. And 5 years later, he's done it.
Foul committed by Workman as we get started here in the second quarter. The Knicks shooting dropping off. They finished at 48% for the quarter. They opened up by hitting their first 6 shots. Leg block call. Knicks get the new 24. Kenny Walker has come on for the first time. Patrick Ewing is back. It's Walker, Ewing, and Vandeweghe up front. The backcourt, Wilkins and Jackson. Now Ewing operating against Ellison for the foul, and he'll go to the line.
Key thing now for Patrick Ewing the rest of this quarter is to stay out of foul trouble. The 2 fouls in the first quarter limited some of his minutes, and if he's going to do another L.A. Clipper number here tonight, which he is certainly capable of doing, he's got to be on the floor. Naturally, if you're the Bullets, you want to get that ball to Ellison and have him draw the 3rd foul on Patrick Ewing and make John McLeod a little nervous in so doing.
Charles Jones is back, replacing Purvis Ellison. Did not score, leaves with 2 fouls. The Bullets last season finished 31-51. That was 4th in the Atlantic Division. You always knew you were going to get a lot of heart, aggressively played game. Wes Unseld had this club playing at a very high level in terms of competitiveness, but they were 20 under 500, 14 games behind the Knicks, did not make the playoffs. But this season, at 19-24, they have overachieved and very much in the playoff hunt.
Boy, they had a good one 5 games ago when they stopped Atlanta's 5-game winning streak. That's impressive when you look at the personnel on the Hawks versus this personnel. The Hawks are so big.
And the Bullets have done it without John Williams, who finally is back to serious workouts. Liddell Eccles, a late reportee because of a holdout, a couple of key injuries.
Mark Allery, in an attempt to get that loose ball, hurt himself bad. I mean, he banged his head. As you can see, his reaction is so strong.
Well, moments ago, Darrell Walker went down, came up hobbling, and now Mark Allery, who just checked in, is shaken up.
Well, Gerald Wilkins posting up down low, gets that shot up, and then Vandeweghe from behind kind of nudges Allery into Jones. Looks like his head might have hit the head of Jones or something very hard, the way he's reacting.
He nudged him, huh?
Boy, he nudged him bad. It could be that tissue right under the eyebrow that might have gotten hit. That is like tissue paper and opens up readily, but we'll see.
Mark Allery in his 5th season out of Duke. He has been the subject of some trade speculation. Mark acquired by the Bullets from Denver along with Darrell Walker from Michael Adams and Jay Vincent. That's a deal that has helped both clubs, and Mark hears it from the crowd. That's the Knicks assistant trainer Tim Walsh lending a hand to the Bullets trainer John Lally, and Allery will head to the locker room for repairs. A minute 12 gone by in the 2nd quarter, and the Knicks lead the Bullets by the score of 29-25. Reminder, Saturday at 7:30 following the MSG Sports Desk and Knicks game night. It'll be the Knicks and the Sacramento Kings right here on the MSG Network. The best in the game. That'll be the Knicks and Sacramento. The Knicks play 3 of their next 4 at home. Knicks defeating Sacramento back in November at Sacramento. That was a successful road trip that also included a victory over the Lakers at the Forum.
Sacramento's been bothering people of late, but boy, do they have problems on the road. Currently 1-19.
Well, Allery sitting down, and he is replaced by Tom Hammonds, the second-year player out of Georgia Tech. King with the move on Vanderwood and the pull-up. Rebounded by Jackson. Gerald Wilkins around Darrell Walker. Knicks 31 and the Bullets 25.
It's unusual to see Darrell Walker get so soft defensively. He didn't challenge Gerald.
English, Hammonds, and Walker on the rebound. Ewing getting position. Patrick Ewing with the spin move, and the Knicks lead it by 8. 11 points for Ewing.
Patrick's comment the other night after the Clippers game, in most humble fashion, was that his teammates got him the ball in great position. That's being repeated tonight.
King. Well, he's been off after the good start. Jones there to follow. The Knicks 33 and the Bullets 27. Marv Albert, John Andres, Al Trotwood, Walt Clyde Frazier from the Garden. Knicks back home following the 2-3 Western trip. Here is Ewing. Yes. Knicks 35 and the Bullets 27. So Ewing with 13 points.
Patrick's having a party.
King. And he was hit by Vandeweghe. Kiki collecting his first. Ryan Quinnett now replacing Vandeweghe. Leads with 12, including 2 from downtown. Ryan Quinnett. Ups and downs in terms of playing time. Played 8 minutes against the Clippers. Sat against... Actually didn't get much playing time prior to that, except for the game against Denver, where he had a season high of 17.
Overall, though, he has to feel good because his name is popping up a lot these days, and John McLeod has been very supportive of him and recognizing everything he does. He's giving him chances.
Knicks by 6. Wilkins isolated against Walker. They open up the left side. And rebounded by Jones. King now played by Quinnett. And Ewing got a piece of it. Ewing. Gerald Wilkins. Knicks by 8.
Knicks are in a situation now where they seem to be taking a shot after the first, maybe the second pass. It would be good for them and the team if they spread the ball around and made that defense of Washington work a little harder than they're being asked to now.
Off the double team, Bernard King with a 7th field goal. He's 7 for 15. He had missed his previous 5 following the strong start. The Knicks 37, Bullets 31. Jackson on the change of pace dribble. Nice move. And the Knicks now lead by 8.
That's so deceptive, and boy, does it fake out the defense when you pause for a moment, indicating you're going to give the ball up and then explode again.
Now King played by Walker. Pretty pass, Jones. So Bernard King picking up an assist in the earlier meeting here at the Garden. Along with his 30 points, he had 8 assists.
The Knicks defenders are allowing an awful lot to be happening against them inside the foul line. They can't just depend on Patrick Ewing to block every shot. They've got to move their legs and get their hands up to flex some passes.
All right, Hammonds gets it out for the 3-on-2. King fouled by Quinnett. Bernard will go to the line. He is 2 for 2 from the foul line. With Workman checking back in. Darrell Walker will sit down. Leads with 6 points, 5 rebounds. Bernard King last season played 82 games for the first time since back in 78, 79, and last year he demonstrated that the knee was no longer a question. Averaged 22.5 per game. King with 17, Vandeweghe with 12 to this point. So both shooting the ball well. Knicks 39 and the Bullets 35. What is amazing about King is that he has been able to change his game once again, going back to a more of the low post move of his earlier years in the NBA. And Jackson drew the foul. Bernard King picks it up, and now Bernard will sit down. Leads with 18 points.
In addition to the low post moves, Marv, his jump shot has been outstanding this year. That has delivered for him in a big way. That's what he spent so much time on this past summer, and the quick release jump shot facing people has been his money shot this season.
Mark Jackson on the line for the first time.
Mark having a chance now to go against Haywood Workman, who got his season high against the Knicks in Washington in mid-December when the Knicks and Bullets met. He gave Mark all kinds of headaches in that one.
The Knicks 41 and the Bullets 35. Workman and English at the guards. Grant, Jones, Hammonds up front. Hammonds played by Quinnett. Grant being guarded by Walker. A.J. English. He was the NCAA Division II Player of the Year last season. He averaged 33 a game at Charles Oakley's alma mater, Virginia Union. The Knicks by 4. Shot clock down to 6. Jackson. Workman stopped by Jackson. Crowd wanted to travel on Jones. Here's Workman. Jackson turns English around and then gives it off to Walker. Yes, and it counts. Kenny Walker off the feed from Mark Jackson. And Walker will go to the line.
Well, Jackson made this thing move quickly as he pushed that ball up court. Kenny Walker does what he does best. That's run and jump. And those great legs of his really paid off on that move. Another look at the angle. Jackson deceptively looking left, passing right. And Kenny Walker hanging in the air that extra split second.
Replacing Charles Jones.
We've received a report on Mark Allery, who went down and headed to the locker room earlier this second quarter. Suffered a laceration of the right eye. He was scratched in his eye, and the Bullets not sure whether he will be back. Rick Foster, rookie from Texas El Paso, has come on for the first time. Hammonds over Quinnett. So the Knicks lead it 44-35. 39 with 5.5 left first half.
Gwinnett is a little soft on the defense on the jump shooters. He's having it happen now in front of him time after time. He's got to get that hand up, get it inside, bother that jump shooter a little bit.
And the matchup is Gwinnett and Hammonds at both ends of the floor. Gwinnett on the back tap, cut off by Workman. Bullets on the run. Workman lost the dribble. Maurice Cheeks making his return and picking one off. Leading Walker. Eludes Foster for a sensational reverse.
Another fine delivery by Cheeks, getting that ball to the moving big man at the right moment.
Knicks by 7. Grant. Knicks lead at 46-41.
Knicks aren't bothering the jump shooters enough.
Foster now guarding Ewing. Foster goes 6'11", 240, a second round draft pick of the Bullets. Gwinnett. And the Knicks lead at 48-41.
Well, Kenny Walker's aggressiveness got that ball loose for Gwinnett, who followed in nicely.
Coming up on 4 minutes to go. First half. Ewing challenging Foster to shoot. He does, and he's deflected short. Gwinnett had the shot, changed his mind. Ewing drawing the double team, pops it out. Now Gwinnett around Grant. And it's a goaltend, so the basket will count.
I suspect that was a good call for Gwinnett. That was a very difficult shot, very creative, but it didn't look automatic that it was going in as he kind of scoops it up.
Greg Foster called on the goaltend. Greg Foster, not a mobile player, has to be considered as a project. Second round draft pick. A nice pass. Workman able to hit, taking the pass from Hammonds. Greg Foster averaged only 10 points, 6 rebounds at Texas El Paso last year. Here he is in the NBA. Timeout called. Knicks take the time with 3:20 left in the first half.
This is a long way from downtown Chicago. Riding mass transit, working late every night. You finally got the raise that got you the gold card, that got you the phone number, that arranges your weekends wherever you want them. But you always want them in Montana. The gold card, only from American Express. Don't leave home without it.
Just gotta do the work.
If you want to get here,
Work, work, work.
or here,
Just gotta get out there and do it.
or here, you're gonna have to start somewhere. Nike. At Foot Locker, where it all begins. The earth, nature's gift. It's there for you to use, to do something healthy, to keep yourself in balance. And there's always Evian natural spring water from the French Alps. Another of nature's gifts you can use to do something healthy.
A real winner knows how to party right. Please use good sense when you drink and know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser.
There is Super John Williams, still on the suspended list of the Washington Bullets. Team doctors gave him the go-ahead, though, to start full-court workouts. This the scene earlier tonight, prior to the game. John Williams going through the warm-up sessions. He got the go-ahead to start the full-court workouts after determining that he had reached his target weight. The Bullets will not decide when he'll return to the lineup until he has a chance to practice with the club and until his knee passes all the proper tests. Gerald Wilkins with the bucket, and he'll go to the line. A.J. English called on the foul. Knicks now lead it by 9.
Gerald Wilkins spending some time posting up here in the first half and executing a move very similar to Patrick Ewing's moves of late, cutting across the middle with a lot of balance and making that running one-handed shot.
Knicks 52 and the Bullets 43 with 3:05 remaining first half.
John Williams is down to approximately 260 rather. He's lost 35 pounds. See from that last number of comparison.
Foster. And here's English. Rebounded by Ewing. Oh, Ewing taking a pop side of the face. Yes, 260 was that designated target weight. Gerald Wilkins too strong. The save handled by the Knicks. Ewing got good position. Rebound, Quinnett. Very nice.
Beautifully done. Another example of getting the payoff when you go to the hoop.
6 points, 4 rebounds for Brian Quinnett, second-year player out of Washington State. Foster. Knick lead is now 11. It's their biggest of the game, and it's going the Knick way. Cheeks for Ewing. Yes. Knicks 56, Bullets 43.
What's very difficult to see is how Cheeks resisted throwing the long pass to Ewing, and he just held it and made it happen at a higher level when he got the ball up court.
Knicks playing well. They have a 13-point lead, and Wes Unseld is called for the timeout.
Well, Sugar Ray Leonard's coming to town. He's going to meet terrible Terry Norris for the WBC Super Welterweight Crown at the Garden Saturday, February 9th. Tickets are on sale now at the Garden box office or by calling Ticketmaster. Or if you want to charge it, call 212-307-7171.
And Sugar Ray taking it in from courtside. Did terrible Terry Norris realize that his nickname was terrible before they told him this will be your nickname?
I saw him this morning with Regis and Kathy Lee, and he didn't look very terrible to me. What a nice young man.
Yeah, they're trying to rev it up a little bit. Grant now with 8 points. Liddell Eccles has come on for the first time. Oakley could handle that pass off the mark, thrown by Ewing. However, it was knocked out of bounds by the Bullets. Rod Mustaf, who has not been getting the playing time recently, has come on, replacing Brian. Now Quinnett remains. It is Quinnett up front with Mustaf and Oakley. Ewing sitting down. Patrick leaving with 15 points. 3 on the shot clock. And here's Workman. And the foul is called. King was held. Quinnett called on the foul. Now later word on Mark Mallory, who took the poke in the eye earlier the second quarter. He has been taken to Lenox Hill Hospital. Want to check it out, and he will not return tonight. We come up on 1 minute remaining in the first half. Knicks lead by 11. King. Art King has 20 points.
Special talents when a man's hanging all over him. King finds a way.
Pressure by the Bullets. Quinnett. Rebounded by King. Pops it down. Eccles has a 3-on-1. Grant around Cheeks. And Quinnett able to gather it in. 35 seconds left in the first half. Out of 10 on the shot clock. Cheeks. A little confusion amongst the Bullets, but King comes away with it. Checks the clock. Down to 15 seconds. And holding for 1.
Charles Oakley almost took Sugar Ray Leonard out of the picture of the next fight, but he picked himself up after he got spread out by Charles.
King won't count. So that's the end of the first half. The Knicks 56 and the Bullets 47. Ray says he's all right.
He went down for a very quick count, Marv.
He's going to walk it off. Dangerous to sit that close, John.
He hopes that's the only fall he takes here at Madison Square Garden.
Very clever. Lisa Burkhardt coming up at the MSG Sports Desk. Alan Walt will have highlights when we come back.
Our halftime report concluded. Time now for the second half. 56-47 Knicks in front. Marv Albert and John Andres standing by. Marv?
Thank you, Al. The halftime statistics are brought to you by Statman. The Knicks at 49% from the field. The Bullets 42%. Knicks got off to the good start, hit their first 6 from the floor, cooled off, and then came back. And the Knicks with the edge off the boards.
And that's what should happen, is the Knicks have the taller people and, of course, the dominant big man in Patrick Ewing, who had an excellent half, shooting the ball very well as well.
And both Kiki Vandeweghe and Bernard King shot well. Kiki hitting 2 from downtown. King got off hot, then missed 5 in a row and came back strong. 8 for 16 from the field. 20 points in all for Bernard King. So King is the high man. He is the only Bullet in double figures. We've been talking throughout the telecast about the fact that Bernard was named to the All-Star team. Well, he went through an emotional news conference on that subject the other day.
Excuse me, this is a very emotional moment for me. Shoot. I think back to the doctors that told me I would never play again. I think back to all the naysayers that said I would never reach this level again. And so for me, this is a culmination of my goal and my dream. And for me, this comeback wasn't complete until this moment occurred. And it took 6 years to get here, but it was well worth it.
Bernard King telling us prior to the game that it is a dream come true. He has been dreaming of making the All-Star team for 6 years, and he has certainly worked hard for it. The first person he called when he received the news was New York Knicks team physician Dr. Norman Scott, the man who performed the operation.
Sure, Dr. Scott would give equal tribute to Bernard's special quality of work ethic. That's really what did most of the work. Dr. Bernard had the benefit, of course, of Dr. Scott's knowledge and implementation of what he knew.
All right, the second half underway. It won't count, says Bill Oakes. Foul before the shot attempt. A very rough night physically for the Washington Bullets. Workman on the foul. Mark Gallery has been taken to Lenox Hill Hospital, as we mentioned earlier, after suffering an eye injury. Took a poke in the eye. And Darrell Walker, who went down in the second quarter. Patrick Ewing gives the Knicks a 58-47 lead. Walker is out for the night. Sprained medial collateral ligament in his right knee. Will not be back.
He will not be. His skills are not substituted for easily either. Darrell Walker does so much for this team, not only with scoring, but with his rebounding, his aggressiveness. He sets a tone for this team. I think he's irreplaceable to the Bullets.
Harvey Grant off that jumper with 10 points. Knicks lead it by 9. They double up on Ewing. Good play by Grant. Tucker back. Here's King. And Workman keeps it alive. Workman and Eccles open at the guards. Grant with King and Jones up front. So the Knicks with a 58-51 lead as Grant hits again.
Knicks did not disappoint their coach as they have recently. First quarter was solid. Second quarter, the same number went up, 28 points each time. But they must intensify their defense.
And Ewing held in the middle of the line. Charles Jones picks up his third. Very rough schedule coming up for the Bullets tomorrow. They are home for the Detroit Pistons, who have managed to hang in despite the loss of Isaiah Thomas. They've continued to play well with the backcourt of Joe Dumars and Vinnie Johnson. Rookie Lance Blanks getting more playing time. And then on Sunday, the Bullets will play at Boston. The Knicks back here Saturday for Sacramento. Then next Tuesday, they play at Orlando. Knicks lead it 59-51. Minute 45 gone by in the third quarter. Eccles, played by Tucker. King, 59-53 Knicks. Bernard King, and the steal by Workman.
Oakley and Cheeks sloppy with that basketball on the inbounds, and Workman right on the case. Knicks are letting down now. The beginning of the third quarter, they're a little soft.
They've led by as many as 13. They now lead by 4. Vandeweghe gives it back. Here's Tucker. And it will be Washington ball.
Patrick Ewing hobbling a bit up court. Does not want to be substituted for as he shakes it off.
Grant over Vandeweghe, and he has caught fire. So the Bullets move within 2. John McLeod wants to talk it over. 3 minutes gone by in the third. Knicks 59, the Bullets 57.
Well, Saturday night after the Knicks and Kings get together, a very special evening with the Sharp Electronics Legends game, and what a roster of players for both teams. If you followed the Knicks for the last 20 years, you're going to be thrilled at seeing some of these people in uniform once again, including the likes of Ray Felix. And of course, there will be opposition with many great ones. I have a feeling Tiny Archibald is going to give people a long evening.
Bullets come out with the trap. Tucker, that's 2-point range. King on the rebound. The Bullets have opened up, hitting 5 of 6 from the field in this third quarter. Knicks with a couple of turnovers, and they have blown a 13-point lead. They've been outscored 10-1 here in the third. They now lead it by 2. Oakley trying to break it up. 2 on the shot clock. Cheeks able to strip King and feeds Tucker. Knicks lead 61-57.
Maurice Cheeks just enjoyed his 6th assist of the game. Maurice played 14 minutes in the first half.
Workman with the good feed. He threw the double team. He found the open man. Charles Jones took advantage.
I'm sure 2 open for John McLeod's consideration. Boy, the Knicks just didn't pay any attention.
Ewing. Rebound Tucker. And the rejection by Jones. Eccles was fouled. Cheeks called for the foul. Well, there is a pretty good group. Nate Archibald, Ernie D. Gregorio be throwing his cross-court passes. The Hawk, Connie Hawkins. Well, I don't know. You think Marvin Barnes will show? Does life remain the same? Do people change?
He'll be the first one here probably.
And Oakley was fouled. Grant call for the foul. This man will show up. Red getting advice from his wife Soma, as always, writing notes explaining the action to Red.
Buzzy Levine reminded me at halftime he'll be chipping in too with his pearls to Red.
And Oakley able to come away with it. Ewing taking advantage. Jones went for the steal. Knicks now lead 63-59. Ewing leading the Knicks with 20 points.
Which reminds me also, the Pearl will be here with Al Troutwig commenting on the game, sharing some of his memories.
Al will be sharing his memories?
The Pearl will be.
Oh, I see. And I'm told that Bruce Beck will be on the Knick bench, and you'll be getting autographs hanging around the opposition, the NBA bench.
I'll definitely stutter in the presence of Tom Gola.
63-59. The Knicks by 4. And Workman apparently turned it over, according to one of the officials, David Jones, now conferring with Bill Oakes. And they've changed the call. Bernard looking for the move, and it was blocked by Ewing. Basket won't count.
No basket.
Ewing picks up his third. Six and a half to go in the third quarter. Workman gets it back out. Grant, he's on fire. 16 for Grant.
Well, he's lost some weight, but the touch is evident, and the confidence with which he's shooting the ball is quite evident to the Knicks.
He has 8 of his 16 in the third. He's hit 4 out of 4 from the floor. Tucker, yes. Good pitch out by Oakley, who was double teamed. Knicks 65, Bullets 61. Another starting assignment tonight for Trent Tucker. He has 6 points. Eccles. Adele Eccles, you get the idea, still working his way into shape. A holdout, did not report right away. He had a weight problem. He's not been getting the playing time. He's a force. Likes to shoot, not shy about it.
But very inconsistent, and that's been his problem this entire season.
Oakley foul. Good ball movement by the Knicks. Charles Oakley will go to the line. And Workman picks up his third.
Good exchange by the Knicks. Cheeks getting that ball inside. Nice return pass, and Oakley giving that ball up again to the point where he drew the foul. But last year, Liddell Eccles really taunted the Washington Bullets with his play when Jeff Malone went out for 3 games. Eccles averaged 33 points during those games that Malone was out, and the Bullets felt they had a budding star, so much so that they let Malone go out to Utah in that trade. And Eccles then came in and wanted big money and had to miss the entire training camp, then picked up an injury, and he just hasn't gotten into it, and he's still overweight.
Knicks lead at 66-61. The double up on Grant. And Bernard King with the pretty pass. Workman with 8 points, and the Knicks lead by 3.
Well, Maurice Cheeks committed to the double team, and no one picked up his man, who went straight to the hoop and got the ball.
The Knicks and the Bullets both at 19 and 24, tied for 3rd and 4th in the Atlantic Division. Lee Jones calling the illegal defense against the Bullets. That is their first. The Knicks would bring a technical foul, so the Knicks get a new 24. Gerald Wilkins checking back in.
For the Knicks,
and he replaces Trent Tucker. Wilkins and Cheeks at the guards. Ewing, Vandeweghe, Oakley up front. Ewing. And he will go to the foul line.
Very simply put, the Knicks have to get the ball to Ewing. He took 11 shots in the first half. Could have had more, considering it's the Washington Bullets and this man who really can't deal with Patrick Ewing. They've got to pour it into Patrick. They will get results if they do.
Foul committed by Jones, his 4th. Ewing now 2 for 5 from the foul line. Here's Purvis Ellison replacing Charles Jones. 7 points for Jones.
Bullets have found when Ellison plays well off the bench, they seem to win games, and the bench has been inconsistent of late. Per the coaching staff of the Bullets, Ellison's an important man. He has shown signs he can be a big-time player.
Poor foul shooting by the Knicks this evening, 8 for 16. Ewing now only 2 out of 6. Here's Grant, and he continues to hit. He has 18, 10 of the 18 in the third, and the Bullets move within 1.
Knicks have to make Grant do something different. They've been watching a jump shooting exhibition here in the third quarter. Have to get up on him, make him show a dribble, make him do something different.
Vandeweghe. Ewing. Knicks 68. The Bullets 65. Ewing has 22. Bernard King leading the Bullets with 22. Workman lost it off his foot. Ewing drawing the double team. Oakley, oh, he blew the layup in solid fashion. That is what you call emphatically blowing the layup. But he was fouled on the follow-through by Ellison.
Good escape by Ewing. And what can you say? Charles Oakley has missed many such opportunities this year, but one fortunate thing for Charles is that he's shooting his foul shots better than ever.
But he's been silent offensively to this point. Brian Quinnett has replaced Kiki Vandeweghe. Oakley has taken only 3 shots, 1 for 3 from the field, and now 1 for 3 from the line. As you mentioned, he'd been shooting very well at the foul line, 85%, but the crowd showing little sympathy as he hears it after blowing the layup. And now the free throw. Charles has been massaged throughout the season by the home crowd. And then gets the sarcastic reaction. Knicks lead at 69-65. Three and a half remaining in the third. King putting the move on Quinnett. Rebound Eccles. Rebounded by Eccles.
Going in front of Eccles.
Adele Eccles in his third year out of the University of New Orleans. He dropped the Bullets within 2. Four on the shot clock. Loose ball foul on the Knicks. Timeout taken. 2:50 to go in the third. Jackson for Ewing. Lays it in with the foul.
Bernard King serves up something new, a drive from the left side, but a scoop shot instead of that power move off the backboard.
Eddie Wilkins called on the foul just before the timeout. Patrick Ewing was called for his 4th, so he has gone to the bench and has been replaced by Eddie Wilkins. Foul shot was missed. Game is tied at 69. We're down to 2:25 remaining in the third quarter. Knicks have Walker, Quinnett, and Eddie Wilkins up front. Gerald Wilkins and Maurice Cheeks at the guards. 3 on the shot clock. Knicks now having difficulty getting the shots off. And King on the rebound.
Watching Quinnett on that sequence. Twice he had the ball, and neither time did he look as though he was going to be offensive with it.
Cheeks, as Workman slipped and went down, that got away from Bernard King a moment ago. He was trying to throw a lead pass. Knicks 71, Bullets 69 with 1:45 remaining. Cheeks on the steal. 73-69, Knicks by 4. That is steal number 5 for Maurice Cheek as we wind down in the third quarter. Ellison. No question he wanted to get that shot up against Eddie Wilkins. King, and he's fouled. He's hammered. Bernard King doing a nice job off the board. That was his 8th rebound when that called for the foul.
Well, no one has been able to bother Bernard King. He's having a solid game all over the court. He's getting a lot of respect out there. And Bernard finding himself under the basket, outside. He's truly all over the place tonight.
Bernard King, a 77% free throw shooter. He has 25 points. He's 5 out of 6 from the line. A.J. English, the rookie from Virginia Union, returns. Bullets going without Darrell Walker, suffering a knee injury during the first half. Mark Allery took a scratch in the eye. He is out the rest of the way. So the Bullets shorthanded. They've come back. The Knicks have led by as many as 13. Wilkins. Knicks shooting has been poor here in the third quarter. Ellison for Workman. Workman on the run. King met by Walker. Here's King. Kept alive by Workman. Grant with a force and hits. So the game is tied at 73. Harvey Grant has 20 points, 12 of the 20 in the third quarter.
It's King and Grant. King averages coming in 30 a game. Grant behind him with 19. After that, it's Darrell Walker who's not here. There are 2 main scorers, and they are doing it.
Eddie Wilkins called for the offensive foul. He put it on the floor, and he pushed out. The Bullets with a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Game tied at 73. Down to 20 seconds left in the third. And Wes Unseld wants his team to use the clock. 10 on the shot clock, 15 remaining in the quarter. Gwinnett jumping out. Down to 4 on the 24. Workman. And the Bullets lead it 75-73.
Well, Wes Unseld's happy to see someone else do some scoring, and he's getting it now.
Cheeks couldn't find anybody, and time runs out on the Knicks. Bullets with a 75-73 lead after 3, and the Knicks hear it from the crowd.
The New York Knicks basketball is brought to you in part by Reebok. It's time to play. And by Mobil. Mobil One synthetic motor oil. Isn't your car worth the extra protection?
Remember, when you're having good times with friends, use good sense and drink responsibly. Please know when to say when. A reminder from Budweiser.
Well, we talked earlier about the work of Knicks team physician Dr. Norman Scott and how instrumental he was in the comeback, the remarkable comeback by Bernard King. And Dr. Scott is alongside Al Trotwood. Let's go to Al.
All right, Marv, of course, Bernard King and Eddie Lee Wilkins, 2 former patrons of Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott, Bernard King has said that he is going to take you to the All-Star game as sort of a salute to the job you did on his knee. Talk to me about the relationship you built up with the man whose knee you rebuilt.
Well, we've been pretty close ever since it all started in '85, and he still talks to me. He's talked to me every year, ever since. Every month he gives me a call and gives me an update.
Give me a sense of how much was your wizardry in the knee. You performed that operation more than 1,000 times, and how much was whatever is inside Bernard King?
I think there are 3 factors: the surgery, Bernard, and his therapy. And all 3 are probably of equal proportion.
Can you describe it in quick terms exactly what you do inside of a knee that is blown out like Bernard's is?
Well, in his particular case, he had a different operation than most people, and he had a muscle transferred into the inside of that knee. That muscle really now functions as his anterior cruciate ligament.
Are even you surprised that he plays without any type of brace?
No, because he did it right on. He never played with it. It was so stable, he never needed it. So we were very fortunate.
Now the team physician of the New York Knicks for 13 years, Dr. Norman Scott. Let's go back to Marv Albert.
All right, Al. And the Knicks were outscored 28-17 by the Bullets in the third quarter. Grant for Ellison. We're just underway in the fourth. Game tied at 75. Mark Jackson is back. Jackson and Wilkins at the guards. Ewing, Vandeweghe, Walker up front. Ewing playing with 4 fouls. Vandeweghe, rebound through the hands of Walker.
Well, the Knicks need to get up for this quarter. They had a very flat third quarter, and it better happen on both ends of the court. They can't content themselves to match baskets. Bad shooting quarter. 7 for 19 in the third for the Knicks.
Minute and a half gone by in the fourth. King guarded by Vandeweghe. Bernard King with 28 points. He's 11 for 23 from the floor. 6 for 7 from the line. Bullets by 2. Jackson guarded by Workman. English on Wilkins. Ewing for Walker. So Patrick Ewing drawing the double team and finding the open man.
Earlier games showed the Bullets were much better at picking out the cutter and denying that pass. Ewing to Walker type pass, but not tonight.
Ellison was hit. Vandeweghe with his second. Game tied at 77. 9:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Both these teams at 19 and 24. For the Bullets, that is a very satisfying record as they have surpassed expectations. Bernard King giving the Bullets a 79-77 lead. For the Knicks, the 19 and 24 is extremely disappointing.
Well, that basket by Bernard King was his most spectacular one, and Mark Jackson shows no touch, no feel on that one.
And here comes King. Yes, and it counts. Bernard King leading the Bullets to an 81-77 lead.
Bernard King's determination is such that the Knicks don't have an answer for it. He's running through everyone as Kiki Vandeweghe is unable to deal with him. Jackson missing everything. Ignites the break with that shot, and then King just goes right down by everything.
And Bernard has the glare going. The game face has taken on a new dimension. He hit the foul shot, 3-point play. He has 33. The Knicks are hearing the boos as they call for the timeout.
Don't forget the big screen TVs. It's January clearance time at the Wiz, and the warehouse is jumping. We're moving all our merchandise into our stores before inventory.
Thanks, Lisa. On the Wiz NBA update, in the second quarter, Houston in front of Seattle. Second quarter, Chicago leading San Antonio. Everything else later on. Washington Bullets with their biggest lead of the night, 82-77. 3 minutes in, fourth quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres, Al Troutwig, Walt Clyde Frazier. Kiki Vandeweghe will go to the line. He was hacked. Kiki has gone cold since the good start. He was 5 for 7 from the field, including 2 3-pointers in the first quarter. He's missed his last 4. All his points, and he has 12, were scored in the opening quarter. Vandeweghe to the line. He was fouled by English. And the Knicks shooting very poorly from the free throw line.
Knicks' problem, though, is really defense. They're going to get points, particularly with Ewing out there, but they haven't served up enough intensity defensively to contain the Bullets, particularly Bernard King, whose determination is winning.
Knicks go to the trap. And the Bullets get it down. A 3-point lead for Washington. Here's King. Rebound King. Bernard is staring at a 50-plus. A lot of time left. 8:50. He has 35, and he is a one-man show. It was Harvey Brent carrying the club in the third. Remember, Darrell Walker is out with a knee injury, so more dependence on Bernard King. Ewing hits, and the foul. Patrick Ewing, who's playing with 4, now has 26 points.
Well, Patrick Ewing, it appears, will be asked to do what he did in the Knicks' last game in Los Angeles. He seems to be the only one capable of constant scoring, of continuous scoring, and the Knicks it would appear, should continue going to him. Sadly enough, no one else seems to be ready to pick that shooting load up.
Ellison called on the foul. Cheeks has replaced Jackson. Mark only 1 for 6 from the field. And Patrick Ewing has had a horrendous night at the foul line. He's 2 for 7. Bullets 84. And the Knicks 81. King with 37.
Marv, as I said earlier, someone has to knock him down, and I don't mean to hurt him, but to let him know that there's a defensive player in front of him. King is playing as though he's unguarded.
86-81, Bullets. Wilkins with the spin. Rebound Oakley.
Solid by Oakley. Simple, right up with it, no dribble.
3-point Bullet lead. Just under 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Vandeweghe able to break it up. King trapped and turned it over.
Daryl Wilkins alert on the case. He had 2 big steals in the fourth quarter in L.A.
And last touch by the Bullets. Bernard King is now 15 for 28 from the floor for 37 points. It's against the Knicks. Offensive foul. That is number 2 on Oakley. Workman for Ellison. Good play by Vandeweghe to pluck it out of the hand of English. Kiki from downtown. Ellison with the box out. And the Bullets on the run. Crowd looking for travel. Workman. And that is number 5 on Ewing.
This is a position John McLeod certainly doesn't want to be in, and he thinks it over and then taps Gerard Mustaf.
Mustaf played briefly in the first half, and he's getting set to replace Ewing. Workman giving the Bullets an 87-83 lead. Ewing sitting down, 12 for 17, 26 points, 5 personal fouls.
Mustaf could erase all negative memories of the last several games with some good contributions here. The Knicks need him to perform.
Bullets 88, Knicks 83. Bullets coming back from a 13-point deficit. Outscored the Knicks in the third quarter, 28-17, to turn it around. 6.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Vandeweghe going left. Rebounded by Grant. 3-on-2. Workman. English. Have to regroup it. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Mustaf over Grant. Rebounded by Mustaf. Oakley. And the Bullets lead 88-85.
Good for Mustaf to be offensive right away. Get his hands on the ball. Take a shot or two. Worked out well for the Knicks because his soft touch enabled Oakley to get his hands on it.
Away, looking to front King. King got possession. Yes. 39 for Bernard King. His high for the season, 52, and that a Capital Center record he did against Denver on the 29th of December.
Well, Kiki Vandeweghe is not going to block his shots. The best thing he can do is to avoid the ball from getting into King's hands. That's the challenge the man guarding Bernard King faces now. Keep it out of his hands. You must front him and get help from behind.
King called for the foul. He has 3. Knicks down by 5. 5:20 left in the fourth. It has been the Bernard King highlight show. He's turned it on here on the floor. Ellison picks up his 5th personal. And Vandeweghe will go to the line. Urban Ellison, 2nd year out of Louisville. Most valuable player of the 1986 Final Four. He led Louisville to the championship as a freshman. And has been disappointing in the NBA, first with Sacramento, and just has not broken through. Charles Jones is back, replacing Ellison, who did not score. 0 for 4 from the field.
Oddly enough, in the 2 wins in the last 5 games against Miami and Atlanta, Ellison has been a double-double performer in points and rebounds. But when he doesn't perform, as we mentioned earlier, the team doesn't do well. He's important to them.
Bullets able to beat the trap. 3-point lead for Washington. Down to 5 minutes to go in the 4th. Good play by Wilkins, jumping out, but he stepped out of bounds, stepped on the baseline.
Well, he was being posted by Bernard King, and there's no way he could match King's strength, but he had the quickness. King keeps backing him in, and then Gerald makes an excellent diagnosis of when that ball's coming in and steals it.
On the subject of 50-point games for Bernard King, the record holder in that department for the Bullets, Earl Monroe, once had a 56-point performance against the Lakers back in '68. Bernard with 41, and the Bullets lead it 92-87. Phil Chenier, who is sitting alongside Mel Faulkner, is one of the voices of the Washington Bullets, scored 53 for the Bullets in '72. That against Portland. Off the steal, Grant comes up with it. King off a double team, found the open man. Nice work. English extends the Bullet lead to 7. Knicks call for time, and you can hear the reaction from the crowd.
Bernard King is in fine form. He's shooting well, and he's serving it up, it seems, differently every single time.
When I think of Bernard King in 50-point games, think back to the Texas Massacre one. Remember Bernard getting 50 on 2 straight nights. Gerald Wilkins cuts that lead down to 5, 94-89. Bernard doing it against San Antonio and Dallas, and then finished the trip with 25 against Houston. An unstoppable spree by King. That was back in 1984. King again. And this has become another magic night in the litany of Bernard King. 43 points.
Knicks have made an adjustment. John McLeod decided to put Gerald Wilkins on him. Gerald, after a very good job against Ron Harper the other night, earned defensive credits, but he's a lot shorter than Bernard King, as Bernard just clearly noted with that spinning jump shot.
3.5 remaining. In the 4th quarter, the Knicks continue to double up on King, but it has not mattered. Here's King again.
Oh, that's incredible.
45 for Bernard King. And the crowd has been won over by the one-time New York Knicks. He is hearing the cheers.
Sir, I want you to stand right here for me.
The Bulls lead the Spurs at San Antonio tonight. Sidney Green at the foul line hits the foul shot with seconds left in the first. Stacey King inbounds to Cliff Robinson, whose three-quarter court shot is true, giving the Bulls of Phil Jackson a 31-25 first-quarter lead. It's now 47-39. Bulls in the second.
All right, Lisa, Bernard King now with 45 points, destroying the Knicks. And the Bullets lead at 98-89. Patrick Ewing has returned. John Starks has come on. Has not played at all tonight, but Starks making his first appearance. And we hear the chant of Al must go. That's the first time I've heard it, referring to General Manager Al Bianchi of the New York Knicks. The chant in unison of Al must go. 2:40 remaining. In the 4th quarter, the Bullets 98 and the Knicks 89. And this game has become as the ball's knocked away from King. This will be a benchmark ball game. There's no question about it, unless the Knicks are able to come back and pull it out. But Bernard King has hit for 45 points. The Bullets have come back from a 13-point deficit. Loose ball foul called on the Bullets. Bernard King, after sitting out the entire 85-86 season, played the final 6 games of the following season with the Knicks, then signed with the Bullets as a free agent October of 87. Now, there's been some criticism recently, which is a second guess. Now, the Knicks in recent years have made several questionable moves, several bad moves. But the move to let Bernard King go was not a bad move at the time. You have to recall the situation. There was the question about the knee, the huge salary he was asking for, the fact that Rick Pitino was molding his type of team. He felt Bernard would not have fit into the pattern, and the attitude of King during the course of the injury, which was not appreciated by Knick management. I don't think they can be criticized for not re-signing Bernard King. There are other moves that you certainly could criticize, but that was not up for question at the time, and people have a short memory regarding that time period.
That's a very difficult subject, Marv. Everybody liked the job Rick Pitino did, and Bernard didn't fit. But when you look at Bernard now, it sure is haunting.
And last touch by the Bullets. It'll be Knick ball with 2:04 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bernard King huddling up his team. He is gunning for an 8th 50-point performance.
It's not just Bernard King, though. The Knicks are having other problems tonight. They're not, in the second half anyway, doing anything well, and they're not presenting any cohesive defense or offense. Bernard is creating this excitement right now on this basketball court, but the Knicks have gone totally flat.
Minute 50 to go in the fourth. Whistle before the shot. It will not count. Yes, it will. The basket counts. And a foul. Now, wait a moment. One official said yes. The other said no. Illegal defense call. Now they say the basket does count. No foul. The basket did count. So the Bullets lead at 100-90. Foul call on Oakley. King now has 47.
Well, with Bernard's confidence, he's moved out further and further. Wilkins posting, fighting him on the post-up, helps out, and Bernard gets that ball back. Boy, his teammates are really getting him the ball tonight.
47 for King. Wilkins on the steal. Starks from downtown. Well, this a situation reminiscent of one-time New York Ranger Eddie Jockman returning to Madison Square Garden as a member of the Detroit Red Wings, and the crowd turned on the Rangers and rooted for Jockman, and the Red Wings crowd has turned on the home club, and they are rooting for this man, Bernard King.
Well, he has a special relationship here, and certainly the fans don't forget that. And they have to admire his work ethic. From the start of this game, Bernard King has been on a hot streak. The third quarter he was quiet with 6 points, but the other 3 quarters he has been explosive.
Workman with 12 points. Bernard with a little wink toward press row here as Workman gets set to shoot his second. The Bullets lead it 101-90. How many times during the course of his workouts after he had joined the Bullets do you think he was fantasizing about this type of situation? Again, the Knicks hear the boos from the crowd.
Well, if he did, Marv, and I'm sure he did, he's kept it quiet. He's really conducted himself in a class manner when questioned about the Knicks and his relationship, as he did earlier this evening. What we're seeing here, though, again, the great players in the NBA, many of the great scorers are small forwards, which is what Bernard King is. And what we're seeing here is the Knicks' inability to deal with a small forward. This was not Charles Oakley's job tonight. He's not the right matchup for him. The Knicks, Kiki Vandeweghe drew the short straw. The Knicks just couldn't offer an answer defensively. And there's the happy parents of Bernard King getting their wishes come true here on this visit to Madison Square Garden. The Knicks wishes to have their son Albert come back into the NBA.
Playing CBA ball, trying to make it back. Knicks shooting has been way off here in the second half. Oakley able to hit 101-92. The Bullets lead by 9. And we're talking about a Washington Bullet team that has won only 6 of 23 on the road. Wilkins on the foul to show how far the Knicks have dropped this season. A loss here tonight would put the home record at 9-13. Brent will go to the line. Wes Unseld club has done it without one of its key members. Darrell Walker, suffering a knee injury in the first half, has not played in the second half.
Interesting part of this disappointment by the Knicks is the fact that they did not turn the ball over excessively, which has been the cause of many of their problems of late. They just went flat.
Bullets 102, the Knicks 92. Wilkins catching that bullet pass. Gerald Wilkins is now 4 for 15. Here's King on the drive and tipped home. A.J. English, 104-92. Bernard King 3 away from 50. Starks was rejected by English. Wilkins, and the Bullets now lead 104-94. And the foul is called. Oakley picks it up, and that will put King at the line. He's 7 for 8 from the free throw line.
Well, Bernard will be honored in a national fashion certainly next weekend at the All-Star game, and that will be a very special moment.
48 for King. Now this ball game will go down in Knick history as a very special one. He is receiving a standing ovation. 49 for Bernard King. The Bullets 106, the Knicks 94. Cheeks from downtown. Here's Cheeks. They let him go with 16 seconds remaining. The only question is, will King hit the 50 mark? Unseld wanted to get it up court. Cheeks called for the foul. 13 and 4/10 seconds remaining in what has been an inept performance by the Knicks, who once again do some good and toss it away. They beat the Clippers in overtime on Tuesday, and there's Bernard King showing about as much enthusiasm as you will see. He usually keeps it within. Wes Unseld wanted Bernard to get the ovation again. So it is 49 points for King, in single-handedly leading his club to the victory. 20 for 35 from the floor, 9 for 10 from the line. Final seconds, Bullets with a 107-96 lead. Here's Ewing. 4 seconds to go. Bullets over the Knicks, 107-98. A game that also brought forth the first chant in negative fashion regarding Al Bianchi. Bernard King with a quick word to his parents, sitting right behind the press area. So the Bullets make it a record of 20 and 24. The Knicks now 19 and 25. We'll be back to recap in a moment.